Again, this is Alex with MasterChartsTrading.com, and this is market recap for Friday, August 14th, 2020. As always, please hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and share this video with others. Your support is what keeps this channel going. And I realized I've been doing this for quite a long time. You can see my videos started a long time ago in January of 2014. And my methods were completely different back then. So now I have the Master Charts Trading price action indicators. I basically use them exclusively. So I want to just give heads up that I will be using this throughout the presentation, my indicators, the green, blue, red, and yellow lines. So today we're looking at stocks as they approach all-time record highs. I think the market participants are waiting for the size of the next stimulus package. It's gonna happen. It's just a matter of, how many dollars per week, etc. Dow Jones is showing strength relative to small caps. I'll show you what I mean there. Again, discretionary and transports are moving higher, especially discretionary, as they hit new record highs. We'll look at a couple of trades. Fedex, 39% gain, and Target also another nice 22% gain recently. Junk debt and bonds of all kinds are pulling back. I think they're still in a bull market, but I think it's just kind of like a normal retracement. Natural gas, I actually opened a new position. I'll show you what I'm, in what I opened my position and how I analyze the charts. So don't analyze UNG, only analyze the underlying, such as NG1 exclamation point on TradingView. NG1 exclamation point. So dollar is bottoming, Canadian dollar makes a new high. We'll look at that. Precious metals, I think I still overbought and they need to unwind. And a couple of just insane examples. One was Ethereum, another was Waves. And what I wanted to give a heads up is that we're going to have a screener. So a screener right this instant, in addition to my normal products, newsletter, trading indicators, and ultimate package, the screener is actually going to be not only for stocks but also for cryptos. So it's the same price, $9.95, but it's not yet listed. So you can subscribe and I'll switch you over. I'll get to it later on. Anyways, S&P 500. So the record highs were set on February 20th this year, 2020. It is currently approaching, the stock market is approaching, it's basically right there. So I think new record highs are extremely likely. And I think a breakout above the high could lead to a huge move higher. And the way to estimate is see how this crater is, the depth of this crater. So we can kind of estimate how much this crater is, 35%. So we could easily see a similar move higher, about 35% from here. When it's gonna happen, nobody knows, but it's kind of like a normal projection. It's called a measured move projection. So S&P is obviously bullish. When did it become bullish? It became bullish right there at 29th of April. So these indicators, the green, blue, red, and yellow line, they actually mean something. They are my proprietary indicators, and I use them exclusively for trade. They work just marvelous. Soon I'm hoping to start posting my personal equity curve, but this is all I do, is that I simply look for a close above the blue line and then we just buy. So for now, S&P is in a bull market. Never mind all of this just insanity that happened in a relatively short period of time from February until I mean the insanity is still happening, but the reflection of it in the market happened from February until late April, and then we're just moving higher. So this crazy collapse and a bear market that only lasted for a couple of months basically, and right now we're again approaching new records. So this recession is really weird. If you look at the old charts like of during 1930s, stock market was falling. During the depression, stock market was also falling. Right now the stock market is clearly rising, and we are obviously in a recession. There's huge amounts of unemployment and very little, much less of economic activity. So overall, it's a weird behavior because, for example, during the Great Depression, the market continued lower. In this case, even though we're seeing just horrendous economic indicators, the stock market is continuing higher. So this could be blamed on the quote-unquote printing of money. So in other words, the government is creating debt and selling it on the open market, and then this is generating the money. But how much, and then the Federal Reserve is actually buying that debt, a lot of it. So this is a kind of interesting system we have here. I think it's probably not gonna work for much longer. I think a cryptocurrency dollar may start to be issued. I think people will just the United States government will reap huge benefits if crypto dollar is instituted. Nasdaq QQQ, so all-time record highs on the 6th of August, very close, came very close on 13th of August. The same thing, the bear market. We exited back here on 27th of February. Our previous opportunity to buy was back in June of 2019. So we exited back 28th of February. Did really nothing for the duration of this craziness collapse between the mid-February and mid-April, and then here's an actual breakout, 13th of April, and a nice, beautiful move. This is huge move higher for Nasdaq. 29% move from the April alerts, and you had several opportunities to get in. So this is all I do. You notice on this chart there's very little indicators, there's very little arrows. There's just a couple of up arrows marking where I would be entering. So this opportunity back in March failed, and we would have exited in March here. But this April alert was just a killer, and it went out 29%, almost 30%. So very simple. You need to, if you are having trouble trading, you need to look at three things. So number one is a system. Is your system like a complete system? Like, for example, for me, it's a complete system. I buy and close above the blue line, I trail, I take profits. If the market is going down, I actually do the opposite. So let's say the stock market is going down, and then it collapses below the yellow line. We will then look for a bounce towards the red line, and then we short there. So it's a complete system in that sense. We're trading on the upside, and when the market is in a bear market, we're trading on the downside. So that's number one, system. Number two is risk control. So are you betting, are you risking, every time you enter a position, are you risking a reasonable amount? A reasonable amount is anywhere between 1 and some people go as high as 10% of your account. So let's say you have a $100,000 account and you risk 10%. That means if you're wrong and you exit, you will lose $10,000. in my opinion, that's too much. I prefer to risk 1%. So most of the time I just risk 1%. So in other words, if I entered back here on 14th of April, I would have bought a proportionate amount of shares. Let me just show you how to do it. So if you look where I'm pointing, it says long position. We just click where we want to buy, and we change our amount, so we click on the long position, then we click on this settings, change the account size, change the risk amount, and you say okay. And then you will see there 45 shares. So if you, or rather, let me phrase it. So 30 shares. So if we put a stop at the yellow line where I normally put the stop, then we would have been able to buy 30 shares risking 1%. In other words, if it drops to the yellow line, then I'm out $1,000. But once it reached my target, and my target is probably like there on 7th of May, I advanced my stop and I just trailed higher. So that's my technique in a nutshell. Once we reach the target, we advance the stop. So that's two things. So number one is the system. My system is all encompassing. It's infinite. You can buy or you can sell or you can trade pretty much any security. You can buy, trade, you can buy or sell forex, stocks, ETFs, commodities, pretty much anything under the sun. The third thing is the psychology of trading. So psychology of trading is things like if your stop is hit, are you going to exit? If your target is hit, are you going to advance your stop? So, things that it's kind of like discretionary things. We could do them or we don't really do them all the time. So psychology of trading is super important. I keep mentioning this to my subscribers, and many people have these errors. They would, for example, buy an incorrect number of shares, and then they would be scared to death because if their stop is hit, their loss will be much bigger than they expected. So it all ties together. It's like a three-legged stool. We have the system, the risk control, and psychology of trading. And if any one of those are not, in balance, then you will lose money trading. So make sure you balance everything. Again, if you have any questions, please just ask me. Dow Jones, DIA, so you can see 4 alerts, multiple opportunities to buy here in May, in June, and end of June. So already this is enough to make money. You can see it closed above the green line. So this is showing appetite for risk. This is showing price pressure to the upside. When stocks are moving above the green line, it means there's a lot of people who are interested in buying them. In this case, same thing, we see alerts. Why are the alerts here? Because the price came up above the blue line and then dropped towards the blue line and touched it, and that's where we buy. Again, find out more about the lines at MasterCharts Trading, or you can also go to everyonecantrade.com. You'll go to the same website. So notice on this chart, the Dow Jones, the price is above the green line. This is showing strong price pressure to the upside. Here, IWM, small caps, also very similar. Same, general principle. 4 alerts, again, reached the target already. But this time, small caps have not yet reached over the green line. You can see there is resistance there. The green line is acting as resistance currently. So these lines, they mean support and resistance, and if you know where the buyers and sellers will make a stand, you can make huge amounts of money. We just we're going to know where the buyers will step in, and usually they step in at the support resistance lines. So this is what I do all the time, basically. XLY, this is a consumer discretionary, the most economically sensitive sector of all of the sectors. These are all-time record highs. You can see a breakout. yeah, things like restaurants, for example, in this sector. And yes, back here it made sense. Back in March, the collapse made sense. But then, just like the rest of the market, and I keep saying the same thing, that the stocks, generally speaking, they correlate highly. In other words, stocks move together in the same direction with other stocks. So XLY breakout, several opportunities to buy here in May, and nice, beautiful record high. So this is showing strong appetite for risk, because discretionary are the kind of stocks that people, companies that people use services of during times of certainty. Even though right now, what I'm trying to tell you is that it sounds weird. Like, what certainty are you talking about? There's nothing that's certain right now. We don't know when this virus will be over. We don't even know if the virus will be over. We don't have the vaccine. People keep dying. There's lots of political issues. There's social issues. But record highs for consumer discretionary is showing that somehow the market participants have already thought about all of the reasons I just listed and have decided that the prices should be higher. So we don't question this. We simply get on the trend. If the trend is up, we buy. If the trend is down, we short. But right now the trend is up, so we keep buying. Here's transportation, IYT. So it's a transportation ETF. Initially, it was dragging. You can see you can actually see a short opportunity right there in April, which probably would have worked. You probably got your target here on the 14th of May, but you can see the gain was paltry, small. Here in June and then later on in July, nice breakout higher, and I think it's gonna go higher to new highs here. So IYT transportation, very economically sensitive, important sector, and it's showing, all good. So far, so good. Here's one of the stocks mentioned, from the IYT, from transportation sector, and that's Fedex. I think I already showed this particular chart, but you can see the breakout continued higher, and now it basically the profit doubled. I think it was at about 22%, but now you can see a huge, nice move higher. And this is just a kind of perfect breakout trade that I do. Initially, the stock, you can see it was below the yellow line. The price was, below the yellow line here. Definitely in a bear market. So some people really are hell-bent on shorting stocks. So if you are that way, then right there where I'm hovering, 28th of April, would have been an opportunity. Why? Because the stock can, collapse below the yellow line, basically to new lows, and at that point it was oversold. So I don't want to get into a stock which was oversold, but I do want to get into a stock if it's downtrending, if it bounced a little bit. So this is the kind of bounce I would be interested in, from the below the yellow line to high above the red and then close below the red. So we would have, I would have shorted the problem 1st of May, but look at this tiny little gain. So I didn't even bother. I knew that things are probably going to turn around because the stock market in general was turning around. So this one took a while. This one, only in June it became bullish. It broke out here. But look at this nice, beautiful move. We initially put our stop at the yellow line, so our stop was never even in danger of being triggered. Once the target was reached here on the 1st of July, we took our stop from the yellow line, we advanced it to the blue line or to your entry. It depends. If you took profits, then I would advance it to the blue line or below the blue line. But if you didn't take profits, then I would advance to entry. This way you cannot lose. So that's another part of the psychology of trading, is you cannot lose, and that's important, also important words. If your trade is definitely profitable, then be like, okay, I can just relax and concentrate on new trades. So this is why I kind of like this particular breakout, that on the 1st of July target was reached, we advanced our stop, and then we just keep advancing. So right this instant I would probably be taking profits, and my stop would be at the blue line. But if you take profits, then your stop is already above your entry, and if you take profits, then you're definitely in a nice profitable transaction. So that's the important thing. I keep telling people about this. This is psychology of trading. Another psychology of trading is to have a profit. If you have a profit, then at least you feel pretty good. Here's another nice trade target. Couple of alerts. This one actually didn't even go into the bear market, just the caution phase. So theoretically, if you entered it way back when, you could have held on if you're a longer term investor. Here on the 14th of April, the breakout occurred, and then another few opportunities here, but the latest actual alert was here on the 4th of May. Beautiful, nice move higher, 22% gain, and it's still set to continue. I think we'll see new records. So at this point, I would be taking profits and trailing at the blue line itself. Okay, you find out more about this at MasterChartsTrading.com or everyonecantrade.com. Okay, switching gears from the stock market, we're looking at junk bonds right now. Junk bonds are being bought by the Federal Reserve. This is a questionable thing to do, but they're doing it anyways. Things are weird right now, I guess. Stocks and junk bonds also move very close together. In other words, they correlate. So if stocks move up, junk bonds should follow. So junk bonds are also moving higher. They are in a bull market. In fact, they broke out a little bit before the stocks right there on the 9th of April, and we're buying them. Notice the up arrows. These are actual alerts, and I bought into my retirement portfolio. I maybe we'll advance the stop to the blue line. We'll see how deep of a pullback this will become. I'm doubtful it will become a big pullback because of Federal Reserve, but you never know. So perhaps they will let the junk bonds drop a little bit and then start buying again. It's possible. Overall, junk bonds in a bull market, they are in a bull market. We should be looking at stocks also being in a bull market. So this is more of a confirmation of the bullish posture for stocks. Treasuries, on the other hand, so I had a position I bought. So this is an actual trade. I'm going to show you the entire trade. It's not a very profitable trade, but it's also kind of like an example of many trades that you don't generate 400% return. A lot of trades kind of fall in between. You just got a little bit of a profit, or maybe you lost a little bit of money, but you will still come up ahead so long as you follow the system, so long as you're controlling your risk, and so long as you're following your psychology of trading and not doing anything crazy. So in this case, here's my actual alert and actual entry right there on the 11th of June. I bought at 162.87 here. Another opportunity a few days later. So it continued higher. Here's my actual target. I bought on the 11th of June, and then on the 10th of July my target was reached. So at this point, this is what I normally do. I sell a portion and I advance my stop. Well, in this case I advanced it to entry, but since I sold a portion, I could have advanced it to the blue line. Because sometimes if they just really break out, you need to have a trailing stop away from the price action, and blue line is perfect for that. It's a perfect trailing stop. So I sold the third, it continued higher. Notice it touched the green line right there. So green line was acting as resistance. It bounced off resistance. I didn't like the way it bounced. I sold another third right there a few days ago, and the next day it dropped to my entry. I sold and I closed the position. So overall, not a huge profit, but it's a profitable trade. And this is again once very important for people to realize, for traders to realize, that you really just need to make profitable trades. It is very helpful for your psychology. And then right now I have no positions in TLT, so I'm just waiting and seeing what's going to happen. So pullback in TLT, right now we're approaching the very good support. Let's see if it stops here at the blue line and then rallies higher. I think it's in a bull market, so it only would make sense for treasuries to go up because Federal Reserve is also buying them. They're issuing debt, and Federal Reserve is buying the debt. Natural gas. All right, switching gears again. So please do not analyze UNG. So this is UNG, United States Natural Gas Fund. Don't look at it. Don't analyze it. The reason being is because of the slippage. So UNG is composed of futures options, I believe, and the price is smaller, and it's the shape of the curve is different. So notice how the shape of the curve for natural gas futures are. Notice completely different shape of the curve. So UNG is actually below the red line, while natural gas futures are actually above the blue line. So do not analyze UNG, only analyze the underlying. The best thing to do is to analyze natural gas futures. Okay, so natural gas futures made a 20+ year low on the 26th of June, unequivocally bearish. But then notice especially this candle on the 3rd of August, how it broke out above the support resistance. So once again, these are important lines. They actually mean something. The robots and the professional traders, they see similar lines on their charts. So you can see that we did not short here. The reason being is because there was no I need to see, like for example, back here in May, we saw a high above the red and a close below the red. This is what I need to see in order for the shorting opportunities to set up. So the opposite did not, this did not happen here. We had a high above the red, but no close below it. So we did nothing. And smart thing, so because a few days later, today, you can see actually a close above the blue line. And I went ahead and I bought. Now I didn't buy the natural gas futures because I don't have the account. Neither did I buy NGAS, which is a what do you call it? Contract for difference, a CFD. I bought options. I bought call options on UNG. This is how I'm expressing my bullish sentiment. If the price of natural gas will go up, price of calls on natural gas UNG and the natural gas fund will also go up. Notice I didn't even look at UNG, because if you look at UNG, you will get confused. Like I said, when you're analyzing oil, when you're trying to trade oil or natural gas in the United States, unless you have a futures account, you can't. So you need to use this derivatives, and UNG is a derivative. The derivatives, they lose value, and if we see a close above the blue on natural gas futures, then I will buy calls on natural gas fund UNG. Did that make sense to you? If it didn't make sense, ask me. If you're a trader and you're just, especially if you're just starting out, you just need to have somebody to help you out, basically. So this is one way to do it, is to use my lines. Things are just so much easier when you use my lines. Find out more at MasterCharts Trading or everyonecantrade.com. Okay, once again switching gears. Now let's look at Forex, DXY, dollar index. So you can, it's just picture perfect. Look, we had a breakdown on June 20th. Yellow line acted as support. Again came up to the red line right there on the 30th of June, and it collapsed. Look at this move. Beautiful. So right now the price is just kind of trading sideways. I think dollar is bottoming and it may bounce. Now I don't want to bounce towards the yellow line is not enough in my opinion. I want to see a bigger bounce towards the red line, so then we can sell it, short it once it gets to something like what happened in the 30th of June. We can't really trade this in the United States, DXY, so we need to trade individual currencies. Here's a beautiful example, USD CAD. A couple of alerts, latest one on the 15th of June. And you had multiple opportunities to enter on the short side. Finally, the price moved 392 pips. Big gains. So this is what I'm talking about. You can trade, actually you can trade on daily charts or intraday as well, but the returns on daily are just superb. I don't know why people keep doing like 5-minute charts. And yes, sure, you can trade. Notice opportunities where I'm hovering by on the upside, but on daily charts, when you win, you have a big win, 392 pips. So I think it makes more sense to trade on bigger time frames. Again, my opinion. So with dollar collapsing, but holding on, I guess is the word right now. Gold, here's actually UUSD. You can also look at GLD. I actually bought GLD back in March. Closed my position for about 11% gain. Didn't really get the very top, but I got pretty damn close to the top. I prefer to take profits, so you can see I sold quite a bit before I finally exited. So that's just kind of like my style, but some people do different other things. So 33% move since my alert from the 23rd of March. Definitely overbought. I already sent this to my subscribers, so on the 11th of August I would have been taking profits for sure. I don't think it's unwound yet. I think we need to see a significant movement sideways before a new move higher unfolds. Here's silver, and again same thing, same alert, 15th of May, close above the blue line. That's all I need. Find out more at MasterCharts Trading or everyonecantrade.com. 81% gain to multi-year highs. Big candle here in 11th of August, so this is definitely not a bullish candle. We need to see unwinding here, significant. I want to see at least a drop towards 22.85 before I commit to buying again. But overall, if you caught this move from 15th of May, congratulations. And coming to an end, so here's a couple of just superb examples, and I keep saying on daily charts things just work so much better. And what do I mean by daily chart? This is a daily chart where I'm hovering, so each one of this red or green, they call them candlesticks, is 1 day's worth of activity. So this is called a daily chart. And for Ethereum, you can see 3 alerts back in May and 100% move. So congratulations. But the absolute winner, and I'm lately I've been getting into various cryptocurrencies. So Binance. So right now we have a screener. We have a stack screener. So a stack screener will sort through 150 tickers right now, looking for, and it will go through largest US ETFs and some of the most important ETFs and about 100 of the largest US stocks. So that's a stock screener. Now I'm also going to be adding a crypto screener. So on daily, this is on daily charts, and this is going to be the same price, $9.95 for the daily screener. Now, obviously, you can trade it on 5-minute chart, etc. So we will also have alerts that are on 5-minute charts, but not right this instant. But this is an actual, I bought it right there on 13th of July. Now I took tons of profits because it was just going in my way, but I have a little bit of a position still left, and it's up 235%. So whatever this is, waves as traded versus USD, US dollar, USD dollar tether, but it's the same thing. I'm telling you. We're just looking at the close above the blue line, and that's all we need. Find out more about them at MasterCharts Trading, sign up, and you can have them on your chart. So what I have 3 products, and now I also have a 4th product, a screener. So first product is newsletter. So newsletter, you will get alerts, for example, like this, Fedex. So Fedex was an actual alert that went out on 8th of June. I'm not making it up. It went up, so alert went up. I can actually show it to you. There is the actual newsletter, and we can find Fedex. There it is. So alert went out, and there's the actual alert. Went out in June. You can see that at that time I didn't know about the future. I only see, oh, cool, look at this. There's a breakout above the blue line. There's that breakout above the blue line on 8th of June. This is the actual alert that went up to my subscribers. 39% gain. So this is the newsletters. So newsletter will contain alerts about various stocks, various ETFs, small caps, gold, commodity, crypto, and forex. So what I'm thinking is we will leave some of the ETFs and some of the common stocks in the basic newsletter, but we will what I'll do is I will separate the more volatile and a little bit more complex trading instruments into a separate newsletter, and I'm thinking about calling it juicy setups because the stocks I trade, for example, I keep saying this one NIO, NIO, and this one just was hit it out of the park. So 403% gain, and I didn't do anything out of the ordinary. I bought it on breakout above the blue line on 27th of May, where I'm hovering right there, and it just took off. So this is the newsletter, and I'm going to most likely separate it out so that these types of setups is going to be in a separate newsletter because it's a little bit more advanced than the normal kind of trading, the ETFs or just good old blue chip stocks. Trading indicators. So you can get the same trading indicators, these lines, green, blue, red, and yellow, on your chart. Find out more at MasterChartsTrading.com. Ultimate package is just all of these things combined together, and then finally the screener. So the screener is it will go through the stocks. Right now it's only offered for the largest 150 stocks and some select ETFs, but we will expand this and we will have custom, foreign, and other symbols here as well. So this is the type of screener it will look for this type of stocks, as for example NEO. Alright, that's it for this week's recap. If you have any questions, please send them in. Thanks for watching and have another great trading week. Bye bye.